Hey everyone, welcome back to Koali Zoo. This is episode 33. This is the series that will never end. Today we just got the boys, Rudi and
33
Silv.
isn't that much, right? It's okay.
That's right.
It's fine.
Yeah,
I mean, Koali Beach, I think, was 35 episodes. We're going to pass that for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, but not by too much. We'll make it.
So this is where I died in
Famous
the last
last
episode. This is the area where my internet completely cut out, and so I figured we start here. There's actually some things that we didn't see in the safari tour, and so I wanted to do that first.
I guess, Mike, you have to you basically have to make like a rewind here and just show the people where we were. I mean, it's like 2 months ago, isn't it?
Pretty fast and furious. I mean, you're not in there for very long.
It was then that Mike realized he had been talking to nobody and his wonderful mountain internet was once again reliably unavailable.
All right, so here we are. This is the giraffe part of the safari tour, if you remember. About, what was it, 4 weeks ago or something? No, it was more than that.
Yes, quite a bit more
We
than
took a
that.
giant break, didn't we?
Yes.
Yep.
Whoops.
Yes. But it's still
Anyway.
looking gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Yeah, it actually is aged well, so that's good. And then we didn't see any of this. So part of what Eben did when he helped me with the safari tour is he actually built the full-on stables for all the animals, all the safari animals as well.
It's insane.
Yeah,
I remember
amazing.
when I had the file, and you actually, because we didn't you guys couldn't show us to us because your internet died, and on the tour we were passing here too quick, and then I had the file weeks later, and I was like searching something, and I was like, where am I even? Because I just jumped with the camera and ended up here, and I was like so confused because like I didn't know what that is. I was like, what is this? Where am I? Honestly, really incredible. It's actually breathtaking.
I
Because
love it, yeah. The textures
so
and everything too.
Cool but jank but great. It's I don't know. It's just
It's
functional.
I love
still...
how it looks like minimalistic functional, like in a way that's just a very simple building, but you know that in game it's taken a lot of effort and you can see there are so many
exactly.
pieces involved.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's got the roofing all kind of figured out. That same thing that we have tried to work with in Koali is to have things that look like they're functional. And he even has he has a control system for the feeding. So they go on these baskets and then they're actually on a track up in the ceiling.
Oh my. Jesus, that's
Wow.
awesome.
Insane. Oops.
That is so cool.
So yeah, you can kind of see back there that it pretty much hides away. You don't really see it on the
Really
safari
nice,
tour at
yeah.
all.
Mm-hmm.
But it's right there. All right, moving on.
God, it looks so
let's
good
see,
in
where-
lighting here. Oh my god, it's really this feeling of this new, newish safari, because it's not that new anymore. But oh
Right.
my god, it looks so good. I love how it's
Still looks
opening
incredible,
up to,
yeah.
to the Riverside now. Yeah.
That's an amazing viewpoint.
All right. Oops. I got locked on something. Hold on.
Oh,
I'm Ted's camming right now. There we go.
Oh, very cool cave.
Were you not here on the tour?
Yeah, we've been here. We've been here. I thought it looked
Oh,
like
yeah,
a
we-
waterfall, and yeah, really cool.
Yeah, let me get the particles going. Yeah, so you got the whole waterfall in here on the backside.
I love that when you're just passing over it, and just gives you that feeling of the tour. And now I remember, like, we were talking so much about the Disney Animal Kingdom tour, because that's a lot of things reminiscent of that. And I don't know if you guys have seen it, but on Disney Plus there's now the Animal Kingdom show, like a kind of a little report documentary thing, and it's so cool because they show all the backstage of like Disney's Animal Kingdom, and I just figured so many things that are in here now which are the same, like, how the stables look and stuff. Really cool, like worth a watch, definitely.
I feel like Disney Plus in general is just, you gotta get it for the Disney theme park shows.
Yeah,
like there's some of the
definitely.
best content on there, it seems.
Yeah.
I've gotten lost. I don't know where I am.
I was
Oh,
about to
you-
say, I was confused by
There
the
we are.
direction. I haven't seen the safari area go into this anti-clockwise motion. It's
Yeah,
just
exactly.
confusing to see where you're going if you're going against the grain.
So here is another stables for the safari animals.
That is so cool.
Again,
Very
just
well hidden.
really well done.
Really damn cool. I love how it just like really lies under the little the little hill that's leading up to the actual zoo part. It's just really cool.
Oops, I fell in the water.
Now you're gonna be attacked by the hippo.
Yeah, and so you can see again. You can't really see it. It's pretty well hidden.
Cool. Yeah.
All right, back underwater.
Nice little hippo there.
And then another set of stables.
And there's actually,
these are so
there's
well
even
made.
Zebra walking in. Oh my god, this is so cool. Like, oh my god, like with them in there, it even looks functional. I love that.
Yeah. So it all functions. I think that's how we get to different portions of the safari. Okay, so there's that. And then, so I'm going a little crazy here because there's just so much that we missed. This was amazing. And you guys actually saw it, but unfortunately it got cut out.
Oh,
that is a gift from our lovely Ricey, and this will not be the only one today. There are a bunch of them that she's done for us.
Oh, I love it.
That is so lovely.
Absolutely gorgeous.
I mean,
so yeah, that's the.
She's not even good at designs only. She's also, I don't know, she's always capable of transferring a certain style and atmosphere to the signs and stuff. It's really cool. Like also that one gives this really cozy sunset vibe in the sign itself. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
And this is the kind of stuff I have no idea how Ricey does any of this because the scale of this is just so small. It's hard to do things. It's such a small in these games.
And also
small and
narrow.
flat. You can see it right there. Goodness gracious.
It's like so many pieces. It looks almost already flat again. This is insane.
All right, let's head out of the safari now. And here we are back in the zoo. Feels like it's been an age. So I'm going to keep it on pause throughout the entire video today. It's like, it's okay. It's doing all right, but it's very laggy still.
Yeah,
I
understandable.
don't know if you've got the same mic, but I always have it like it's like the peak performance is still very good, but I have these very nasty lag spikes in between. So yeah.
Well, what I've noticed with the game too is that the animals break a lot in the zoo. I actually turned some of the alerts on, and yeah, it's not brilliant.
I gotta say, like, not to touch too much on this topic, but like the last big update of Australia DLC changed a lot in animal navigation, and that's my mistake.
What are they doing?
I can tell you.
We're just gonna pass right by
I
that.
used the gravel patch as the little fountain thing, and the people glitch on it, and then are trapped in there. It's a perfect human trap.
Oh, that's amazing. I remember that episode looking at that and being like, oh, that's so clever. You put the gravel path underneath it for texture. Well.
Well, and it's funny. It just seems like this happens a lot where we're trying to be clever and we're trying to be really, coy about how we use these pieces, and then the game tells you straight up, this ain't gonna work.
But it never tells you straight up. It always just seems to work at first, and then you leave it alone for a while. You come back, and it's just like, wait.
I just say floaty gorillas. I never had a single floaty gorilla. But what happened?
Floaty gorillas. Oh, this is gonna be a best of.
Oh god. Oh, this is so cool.
So we've got the first of many signs. There's Sumatra Island sign.
So cool.
Again, thank you to Ricey.
I love that.
She's
it's
amazing.
So subtle. It's so subtle. God, it's so cool.
And then here is the last thing that Even did for us. We just didn't have time to show it, but he actually made this beautiful Komodo dragon environment.
Oh, that's
awesome.
Nice. So it has finally...
It works really well with the building. Love the foliage and how sparse it is, but it's in just the right places.
Yeah, this is like totally what it feels like in a zoo, too.
Yeah, also the temple pieces and stuff are lovely.
I love it. And you get a really cool vista of the elephants if they're behind there.
Yeah, I love it.
Actually, you can see the Komodos from that side too. Here, let's go take a walk.
God,
all right.
Let alone this little planter on the left-hand side. It looks so perfectly easy, but you all know how much struggle that is to get it so nice with the pathing.
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
Oh, absolutely. Sumatra is probably. I mean, okay, so we're gonna be showing some areas that are now becoming my favorites, but Sumatra just has that. It feels like a theme park in here. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally.
I must say, I'm still absolutely amazed to what this kind of developed to after I've started to, try to make this island, and you just grabbed on it, and now it really, really became like an own island of its own, but not because of it's an island on the water, because it's an island within the zoo, and I love that.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you can get another shot of the Komodos from here.
Oh, that's
nice.
A little bit of cross viewing, but not too bad. He did an incredible job with that.
And it works with the scenery too. Like, I always feel like when it's connected to a building or something like that, I don't mind the cross viewing as much.
No, that's true. But just in general, this zoo has so less cross viewing in general, but still so crazy sidelines, and yet is already so big. So yeah, wonderful.
Yeah, the sightlines are absolutely gorgeous, and if you'll notice, there's some red kind of showing up on the horizon there.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a conversation that we're gonna have a little bit later, probably off camera. But I'm thinking of possibly putting Silv's building on a pedestal up there.
Huh. Interesting.
All right, so now we're exiting Sumatra, and we're heading into the area that Rudi worked on.
Yes, I'm now excited. There's, okay. It looks a lot more cleaned up now. That's great.
Oh,
One more
I love
beautiful
it.
sign.
Oh, God.
That's awesome.
Love that. Also with the eucalyptus
And here we
trees
go.
here. Oh, I love it. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, the eucalyptus are too cool, especially against that sort of mod building.
Yeah.
They just kind of fit. And they fit the biome too. Indonesia could certainly grow eucalyptus.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's great.
Oh, you made another little side entrance there.
Bathroom, actually.
Yeah. Oh, that's a bathroom. Oh, lovely.
Mhm.
That's cool.
So here we are. This used to be, a bit of a mess of a connector road. But it has been, I would say, micified. And what that means is actually like taking away the things that make it special and trying to make it more generic.
Right. Oh, yeah, yeah, I mean, as I said last time, I just left it open here to just say, okay, that's where we go, because I had no idea where to connect this. So, no, I love it.
But
it's just
but it's generic with a lot of care. I love the sight line up to the gates here, and also those little rock curbs. At first I was thinking, are those just in-game curbs? But now I'm thinking, jeez.
Nope.
That's a lot of little rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, little rock pieces. So they're the kind of straight pieces, and they can kind of get that informal sort of concrete edge really nice.
I love that. And also, truth to be told, and we talked about that, Mike, when we were chatting forth and back. Like when I ended up this last area here last time, I kind of had the feeling it's all getting a little bit too tight and too just like it took away the space of the center that the center deserves. So I'm really loving that you just opened it up a little bit more again. So yeah. Oh
yeah, and I feel like it is kind of settling really nicely.
Yeah.
I ended up having to get rid of that tunnel. I didn't think that I was going to do it, but then I had to do it.
I was just waiting for that for like how many episodes now?
So now we have a giant switchback path that goes up to Highlands.
But I mean, it's ADA approved. That's an improvement.
Yeah, but let me tell you what's my favorite. You know what's my favorite of this area? It's the little canopy above the freaking vending machines. So hopefully they're not getting broken like 10 seconds after.
Exactly.
Oh, I love what you did also with the backstage access to the supports. Oh, lovely.
Yep. So you've got actually it's a staff access staircase that takes you up to the Highlands sort of rest area and that sort of thing.
Oh, nice.
That's really cool.
But it keeps people. So the people, it would be very easy for them to just go up the staircase, but no, we have to make them route back and forth on a switchback because clearances.
I mean, this is more annoying for everybody, but for wheelchair users, it's an improvement.
Exactly. Well, at least it's pretty. So we're not going to go up there quite yet. We actually are going to turn around and go this way.
Why? Let me just because I think it's not annoying for everyone else. It's just you are forced to finally look at what this zoo has to offer. Sometimes I just love that because you have to take the time to go up and you just need the time to look to right and to left. you're stopped from rushing through, and so you have to look at things that are existing there. I kind of love this sometimes.
You're speaking like an architect now, but also, yeah, that's a fair point.
I let Mike do the stuff work, and I just say what it stands for. It's okay.
So I like in this area, again, it's pretty generic in terms of the landscaping and stuff like that. You get little glimpses of Sumatra, but most of the backstage actually becomes quite hidden. You can't see much of it.
Oh yeah.
And then what starts to come into view is the new and jankified grill.
That's brilliant. That's really brilliant.
And so here's a funny little thing as I was developing this, because your building was absolutely stunning. I would consider it like a piece of like modern architecture art. But to make it functional, I've had to almost turn it into a bit of a well okay, so let's see. We'll go get ourselves a little food here at the Pink Grill. So this area is overlooking the flamingos, if you remember correctly. And so we've got this lovely building here. You've got your little seating area. Let's go in here. Have you ever had Mongolian barbecue before?
Yes.
I haven't, but I wish I did. It looks so good.
It's great, yeah.
Okay, so we'll wait for a kiosk to open. Let's go to number 3.
Oh my
Number
God,
3 is
it's quite
open.
the experience.
We're gonna go pay for our food, and then they're gonna give us a bowl. Because what's gonna happen is they're gonna assemble all the food in this bowl uncooked, and then you go outside to go cook it.
And then you get this one dude who also mixes that together with the most great dressing stuff ever. Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So here we go. We go into the area that is now inside the building, and you've got this whole buffet area where you first set up your noodles. So you put your bowl down, and you have somebody put noodles in there.
Oh my God.
And then you come here and you choose your meats, and so these are like little frozen curls of meat that get cooked on the walk outside.
I can see it.
So you get your meat, and then you go down and you get your veggies.
Wow.
This is already some of the best food in any zoo I've ever seen. Jeez.
Yeah.
And here's another thing for veggies. And then the really cool thing is, so all the sauces are done by you. You get to choose. So you get to choose whether or not you want to have, like, say, a mild sauce or a hot sauce or a garlic sauce or a sweet sauce. And you put that in your bowl, and then you head outside. And you head outside, and when a grouper tells you to go to, like, say, the second one here, you hand your bowl off to the chef, and the chef cooks it right on that wok. That God, giant flat top. Hold on, there's particle effects too.
Yeah,
let me turn it on for a second.
Wow.
This is one of the coolest things ever made. It's like absolutely unnecessary, but I love it so much. Even like,
so you stand here, you wait for your food. There actually probably should be some sort of barrier, but I apparently forgot that. You get your food, he cooks it on the grill, it takes about 5 minutes, and then they slide that food off. Those sticks are there because they're constantly moving the food around so it doesn't burn. It's one of the coolest things to actually go and have your food cooked at a Mongolian barbecue wok. Because they're this massive, and they're ripping hot. Okay, so your food is done. And then, let's see.
These planters.
Yeah, I was about to say, they look super simple. I guess but they're really
these
good.
plants from the Australian pack like work wonders in there. It's like light green with the whitish ivy color planter. Looks awesome. Looks like modern architecture plant. Oh, I love it.
I love it. Well, we didn't want to be too cheap when we're talking about the grill, but you'll notice that. So here's what I'm talking about. When it's kind of a perfect metaphor for Koali. Like, it starts off with this really ambitious aesthetic idea, and the more that you work it, the more it just becomes a little less impressive over time.
I mean, I like the retrofit a lot, though. I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
And it's a very difficult building to do something with, for sure. It was originally just a sort of showcase building. Like, it didn't have any kind of gastronomy in it. But this is, I mean, the way that you retrofit it. Was it the shape of the building that gave you the idea to turn it into this whole buffet of Mongolian?
Because I was like, I don't know how to do this without. It's either got to be a diner counter or it's got to be something with a shotgun style.
Wow.
I mean,
so Mongolian barbecue came to mind.
I like that it just made you think it's a really creative territory. It's really unique now.
I love how you just embedded the freaking support pillar in this design.
Yeah, it's just
Uh-huh.
all these big structures come together and it just fills up the little spaces.
By the way, we haven't talked about it. I just want to have one question. How did you like my steel rope design, like of the steel support thingies? This
I
cost
love
me
the
ages.
coiled wire.
Yeah, it's just,
Here, let me.
just ages. Because people
Probably have to put something there so people don't.
Because
this thing, but
people just didn't got that last episode. But Silv was mentioning after recorded, like, hey, dude, you just don't have any supports. And I was like adding them, but we never looked at that. And I just made we need some real wires, you know. And so here's Silv. To your point, that's
that's great.
like a big old. How's that even called? Steel wire? Yeah, something like that.
Like a twisted coil wire.
Yeah.
I love the way that you twisted that. I thought that was so cool.
Yeah. What pieces are these
And
made
the only
out
thing,
of?
These are actually these Australian rod pieces.
Yeah.
Right.
Here, let's go. Let's tiptoe.
Oh my boy.
This is a terrible idea.
Yeah, it is.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, we can go
Alright,
back to your madness, Mike, because actually
okay,
I see
let's go
already
over
a
here.
lot of cool stuff in the background.
Yeah.
Now people will skip back, I tell you. Oh, that's
The
so
view
Hold on,
from
we
beautiful.
here looks
gotta
great.
climb down this carefully.
It's like it was intended.
Yeah. I was like almost like a
So I did
subway.
add the guy wires as well to make sure that these towers would actually withstand
Yeah.
some
Yeah,
forces.
that makes sense, yeah.
Okay. Whew. All right. I actually my palms are a little sweaty right now. Just kind of thinking about it. All right. And then you go and get your drink because it's part of your meal.
Wait.
So you get your-
Jesus, these things looked so in-game that for a second I forgot that this is custom made. Holy crap, can we have these things? How are they called? Like the automated dashes or what now? How is it called? These drinks.
Yeah, so you got your
Dispensers?
buttons, and then
Yeah.
I think we've used signs or something like that.
Oh my. Oh, so,
Is it free refills as well?
No refills. So
Oh.
this is it. So once you exit this area, you can't go back because there's no cross contamination.
Aw, too
Here's your little
bad.
condiments bar, so you can put your sriracha or whatever you want on there. Maybe some hoisin sauce,
Oh, I'm
And,
doing both of those for sure.
and then you sit here and listen to the lovely cacophony of while you eat your food.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it.
And then you put your bowl there, throw your stuff away, and then you go on your merry way.
I really want to go here. Like, honestly.
I'm hungry now.
Yeah, same.
that
It's like in
is-
the middle of the night. I can't cook. I can't get some food right now. You're making me very upset.
Yeah, that's really true. I love how that curls
Oh,
around
I
here
love
now. It really has a very nice positioning on this thing here. It's all lovely.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, this thing was an absolute nightmare, if I can say, because I actually moved the position of the building as well.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
It's like rotated like 45 degrees and then shifted.
But what we ended up happening is we had this beautiful curve here, and then it just like ended in a dead end, a weird dead end, and then it went up like stairs and stuff like that. It was like, no, we gotta figure that out. And so pushing it out this way made it a little bit more central. Again, kind of how we have weights in this zoo.
Oh, I love it.
Weighted
yeah.
that way, weighted circle that way, weighted in the micro house, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
It is so cool.
yeah, it makes
mean-
sense. And I mean, it's sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I think there was a big spatial dilemma there because I built the flamingo house when Sumatra Island was also still on a completely different location in a way, and with the idea that the path would just continue on straight next to the building with just completely different sight lines. So this building ended up being very out of place just because the environment changed so much. And I think this just made it fit in again so well.
I really like it, and also I forgot I should probably do some night lighting. I'm gonna turn that spire pink. I think that's gonna be
that
gonna be
would be
pretty.
cool.
But yeah, I like
that's
the
a
way
good
that
idea.
this kind of eases up now, so that your eye is really not stopped at all. It's just kind of continuing along this green line.
Yeah, totally. I love that the
Yep.
gate is just peeking through there a little bit. And then... Oh, you have like another backstage access here.
Yep. So we've got another sort of rest area for the staff, and then this connects to Sumatra and the big backstage area. So
God.
all the way over there.
Oh, that's
Wow.
really good. Very well hidden too. You don't really think about it or notice it, but you can see it's there.
this project, guys. I mean, every single one of us has brought in some ridiculous details at points. But this is now bringing it all together in its own is already a detail and an attention to detail which is just incredible. Oh no,
it feels so satisfying when it starts to come together too. Like there is a bit of this sort of everything's built on top of each other, but it's that's how it is.
Yeah, I mean, and that's also how you need it. Like zoos are never planned in one go. It's just it grows with the times, and you get different clashing things, but you try to work it out as much as possible.
Yeah, and you also here? All stuck again.
I don't know about that one.
We're just gonna go this way. There's no reason for them to be stuck.
Is there still trash in the canal here?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I didn't finish that. Shoot. Don't look over there.
Okay.
Let's look over this way. Let's look over to the trash. There we go.
It has to stay here. It has to stay here. It's just so cool. Oh.
All right. Moving on to another part of the... Why do they keep getting stuck? This is weird. The peeps are breaking all over the zoo, and there's no real reason why.
I think at some point we just need to reopen it. Maybe we also have to get the people out for a moment. Maybe that also helps.
Possibly, yeah. We did a little bit of changing up of the Koali area just because... Koala area. Just because, again, it was getting really tight and wanted to make sure that everything could breathe properly. Plus, putting the guy wires in was really difficult in this area, so...
yeah. Yeah, I know.
I like that you have them sticking through, though. That's cool.
And then you have this little sign here where you can actually like take a photo with the koala. You can do your selfie or whatever. Whatever the young kids enjoy doing.
Well, they're just snapping
kids
it first, do a TikTok, and then walk past it.
Oh, yeah, exactly. All
right. Now we're coming down to the sort of micro house area. So across this way is where Silv's suites are going to be. At least the direction that the zoo is going to go, at least out that way. And I think we saw this on one of your previous episodes, but this is also a Ricey sign.
Oh yeah, we talked
I
about
love
that.
it.
I included
beautifully
that
done.
In the
I remember we were just
rented.
Yeah, we were just completely enamored with the pebbles in front of it as well. Looks so good.
Love it.
So cool.
It's just such a nice little detail, and totally what a zoo might do, because like this area you don't necessarily want it to become weedy, so you're probably going to cover it with landscape fabric, put some rock down, and call it a day. This area hasn't changed, but it's still gorgeous when you first walk in. We might actually consider putting in some sort of directional sign so that you know which way you're going. This might be a good pillar for that.
Ah, yeah, still my master race tapir area. I love it.
Oh
now,
God. How many
everybody
tapirs have to suffer?
This is the last we're going to see of this particular exhibit. Rudy has already given me the go ahead. This is going to be something different here in the future.
The freaking
don't you worry, it's
need to go. And I want just quickly to stress this. People have been commenting about the tortoise, I think, every single episode. So now it's gonna get now it's gonna get a new home.
Yes, the poor tortoises with the giant like landforms that they could tip over on.
I mean, I got space.
All right. You can see I've been plopping this bathroom in a bunch of different places to make sure that like peep function works. Because the zoo is actually becoming more balanced in that way.
Very good.
All right, here we are in the Siberian habitat, the Siberian tiger habitat. One of Delaney's beautiful additions right here. Oh, they're right there.
Oh, lovely. It is actually.
You can see on this side, it's. Oh, go ahead.
Oh! I see some changes. No, I was just about to say that this is the Michael Jackson bridge we see over here, for the moonwalk cats.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I have seen them do that.
I guess we have to put a sign on there, the MJ bridge or something. Oh,
so a lot has changed here.
And here we are.
Okay.
Here is here is how you get up to the highlands, how you get up to Delaney's Panda Temple.
It instantly feels Highlandsy.
Yeah, can we just look at the ground for a second?
Sure.
That is really cool stuff. Looks like mossy ground all of a sudden. I love that. I mean, I remember that. I saw that a few times, but it just really works so well together with this broken cobble path. It's so cool.
Mm-hmm. And I stole this this effect from Pelosa. You use the colored flowers to make it look like there's like leaf clutter on the ground.
Oh, that's so cool.
All right. That's smart.
From the flower pots on top. That's so cool. That's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
I love the columns in general. It's pretty simple, but it's really nice.
Again, I think it's a motif that we've used. I think Rudi, you came up with it very, very early on in the temple area. Yep. Okay, so which way should we go? Should we go right or forward? Right, or sorry, right or left?
I want to go forwards, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay,
Same.
you want to go up the stairs? All right, here we go.
Oh, look at the foliage.
I love how the foliage also instantly changes.
Oh God.
So yeah, you have more of these sort of tropical pines come in because there are conifers that do well in tropical environments. So it does get a lot more foresty, woodlandy.
So cool. And still loads of bamboo, of course, and oh God. I just generally also think that just gives me some more China vibes here already, which makes sense to the temple and stuff. Yeah, we've all these wonderful goggles and oh my lord, the river! Holy crap!
That's perfect.
There's a little creek that goes into the aviary now.
How do you make the water pieces look that good? Whenever I try, it just always seems like
ice.
a mess of random
That's
textures.
potentially one of the single ice usages in this game.
Is that actually ice?
It's ice, yeah.
Oh.
So when you sink it in the ground, it kind of looks like the way that they do model villages when they do water. That's what
I love that you took inspiration from model villages. Oh, that's genius.
Oh yeah, okay. And with the effect, it looks even better. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's way better than stacking a bunch of textures. I mean, animated pieces.
The particles,
great. Yeah.
So now you've got the Koali Skytrack actually moving its way through. It has all of its supports. And if you look over here, there's actually another different type of conveyance you can use. We'll get over there in a second.
I just get there.
All right. And now when you enter up into this area, you are firmly in Delady Town.
Oh, that's such a good entrance. I just want to ask really quickly, is that the lion from the community page post? The statue. Like, there was a picture of where you look from the back of a statue out toward.
Yep. That's the one.
Cool.
And the funny thing is, it's actually none of my terraforming actually shows up in that picture. It's this little like rectangle of the background that you actually see.
Yeah.
But it looks so tasty.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh my boy.
All right. And so in this area, we've got a little bit more kind of figured out. All the landscaping is put in. Ladies' Temple is getting used a lot more now, which is awesome. And then we go over to this side, and we are in Rudi Land.
Ooh.
And I can see changes again. Oh, now I'm really curious to see how this all fits together with the new... I mean, with the missing tunnel. Let's put it that way. Oh god, this is so cool. Oh yeah, make total sense.
I forgot, I still have more things. All right, so when you come up here, you're at the Llama Lounge. This is the same kind of feel that we wanted to give your area when you still had it before I mic'd it up. But basically, it's kind of like a little cafeteria area for mostly llama-based things. So like llama milkshake, banana bread, that sort of fun stuff.
I love it. Yeah, that's exactly the vibe. That's the vibe of these bossy animals. Oh, I love it.
And so here we are. Here we are in Llama Land.
I love it.
Yeah, that's some Hollywood stuff right there.
Yeah.
I thought, what would Rudi do? Would he put a sign like the Hollywood sign? He absolutely would.
And I would
of course
also,
he would.
of course, have one letter fallen over. I love that. Oh, I nearly didn't recognize because they're all recolored now. Yeah, of course they are. Oh, lovely.
Oh yeah,
That's
all the
so
llamas have
fun.
their own different coat variations now.
I think this is one of the animals that just benefited the most from this change.
Yeah, they look
it's
completely different.
Absolutely. Well, it just feels right. And then if you look up there, you can see that the banana plantation's not gone either. Well, we'll get up there in a second.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. This space now has a lot more attention to it, and it's breathing. It's just in general, I like it a lot.
Yeah, I really like the way this came out. The flat paddock and everything is quite nice. Because I just couldn't quite put together the fact that the llamas and the produce would be there. I think that is an E. coli disaster waiting to happen.
That's fair.
Okay. And on here, you can, as part of Llama Land, you can watch a live llama milking, 4 to 6 p.m.
Oh, God.
Sounds like a fun activity for the whole family.
So good.
Oh,
God.
Okay. And then if you really, really are into llamas and into how the banana farm actually works, there is a tour that you can take.
Okay.
And we're going to head towards it right now.
Are you sure you only had 2 weeks and wasn't 2 months?
Yeah, what is all of this?
We
Did you
haven't
really
even
do all
gotten
of that
to some
in
parts.
just that time?
Look at this retaining wall to the right. It's just like randomly here, but it's lovely. Got all the use of pieces. I just can't.
Keeps the paddock nice and tidy. And
but those are
also-
just the corner pieces from the China wall set. That's clever. It's a lot simpler than it looks.
Yeah. Just a few
Yeah,
more.
it looks a lot more complicated than it actually is because it's only just the single piece. And so here, if you purchased over at the Llama Lounge tour ticket, this is here where you come to return. You are for the banana tour, and then you wait for a staff person to come and collect you.
Very nice gate.
So you go into Backstage area. And here we are. We begin with the ripening sheds. So for the freshly picked bananas to ripen carefully, their proper humidity and everything. So you've got 2 closed sheds there. And then here your tour vehicle awaits. Actually, there's a few over here. It's got to be small groups and stuff like that. That's all right. So you get into the vehicle, and then the tour guide takes you up. So here we go.
Okay. Would this be something that you have to pay extra for, or?
Yes, this would definitely be an add-on where you'd actually have to pay extra.
That's what I figured.
So you have a few of these banana trees that have kind of escaped the plantation that are just kind of grown here automatically. You head up this road to this lovely natural sort of glen that grows these bananas beautifully because it is in the same direction as the sun. So it kind of capitalizes or maximizes the amount of sun that these bananas get. But in a very protected sort of plantation up here.
Oh boy.
Man, this environment looks so good.
It's incredible, really.
Also,
I love
the
that
road is
that you gave
impressive.
them a bit more space. I love that.
And so there you are. And then you'll
That's
just kind of
huge.
ride up and you
Are
get to
you
go
kidding?
pick bananas. You get to learn about, what it takes to grow bananas, that sort of thing. And get some beautiful views of Koali along the way.
Excuse me, sir. How big is that plantage?
It's pretty large.
What?
All right. So,
Are those all
Hold
rock
on.
pieces to make the sort of terraced steps?
uh-huh.
Yeah, right.
Ay.
That's
So
really
now-
cool.
Now this really does feel like it could be an actual feature of the zoo that was here before the zoo became bigger.
Yeah, I mean, I'm almost like, give me some skis and give me some snow. I'm gonna ski down here. Wow.
So yeah, this was probably the most irritating thing, is actually trying to terraform this mountain, because this is that peak. Remember the floating mountain?
Right.
This is it.
Wow.
So all that's been terraformed.
It's huge.
Holy crap.
Jeez.
What is that? What is that staircase on the right there?
It's a possible observation tower in the future.
Oh, wait, Lord, this is all so breathtaking. I'm just like, this is the most beautiful Mikey-fied plantage I've ever seen.
It's really hard to get air. I'm just gonna zoom through. Sorry if it's pixelating. There's no way to get down.
Honestly, I just don't know how you do it. Like, the foliage just looks so real, and then I look at it and I'm just like, well, those are just the same trees and bushes I placed down. But when I do it, it looks like I'm playing a game, and this just looks like it could actually be a real place.
Yep.
It's really
I
impressive.
appreciate that. I was actually telling, because I talked to Eben, I was telling him that part of why I think I'm more adept at foliage is just because I know where things would grow. Like I know that this could potentially grow right here.
Yeah.
And so you have your kind of basic plants, your things that just kind of help cover and fluffify the hillside. Then you've got things like these ferns, and you're like, okay, well that is in a little bit of shade, so that could grow there. I don't wish it on anybody because it's kind of a sort of madness. But it helps me landscape, that's for sure.
God, this looks also good. Also, has this been here? No, the retaining wall is all new, right? With the road here. Oh God.
So this is all new. This is actually the red panda exhibit. This used to butt up against the mountain directly, but I needed access for the llamas and also the bananas. So we have an access road.
I kind of prefer it with this access road in the back. It works out.
So yeah, it works pretty well. Oh, you have those retaining walls too, which I really do like.
I mean,
the ones that follow the terrain.
This is like really cool, but one thing that I really want to point out here is this is also like the feeling of the zoo is slowly going away, and you're going a little bit more away into the actual Asian kind of more common area as you would expect it on a tourism trip. You know what I mean? Just like it's not a zoo anymore. It's almost like a real place where you've been going in the morning. You know, where the tour guide has picked you up at 5 a.m. from the hotel, and you go to one of these locations in like Bali or something, somewhere else in Indonesia, and it feels a lot more like that. It's almost like you can feel that even people on a tour could get here, even if they're not in a zoo. Like there would be like you know a sideways entrance only to do the banana tour.
Oh,
and then go up into the mountains because they do something else. I love this transition vibe going on here. That the more you go up into the highlands, it's just becoming a bit more of a real place where you can really see that the zoo just kind of ends. I love that feel.
Yeah, I dig that too. It becomes more wild over time.
Yeah. Oh, God.
All right, we're not done yet. We got a little bit more to show.
Oh boy.
God, Mike. I mean, you definitely took the crown from me of doing loads.
This is insane.
More than happy to hand that to you. But you're gonna, you're gonna keep that till the end now. I promise.
I mean, at this point, yeah. So we've got we'll be able to actually show the zoo and what areas we have left. It's pretty down to one single area that we have left to do, and it's mostly the west side. So here we go. If you need to get down quickly, you can always take the escalators.
It's very nice.
That is so cool. And I love how much in the center it is, like without stealing attention. Oh my God, this little... Oh God. Hit play.
Okay.
Oh God, it's so nice. It's so satisfying to watch this dribbling down there. What the ice
it's a really nice trickle.
is really making here, it's selling, is the reflection. The little... water is like, oh God, it's so good.
But also the rock work was really nice. The mixture of different textures. It's hard to get that right, but it's just right.
There you are. So I can't take credit for the conveyance set. That's actually from Moblung. When he used to play Planet Zoo. I don't know if he still plays it anymore, but he put that up on the workshop. But then, you're back down into the Grand Aviary area. So you can take a pretty good shortcut from the aviary area to Highlands, which is kind of nice.
That's so cool. That is so dang cool.
We're going to take this back up. And of course, today the escalators are not running, so you have to walk it. But it kind of makes me think, like, imagine if we had a piece like this where you could actually move people across efficiently
so cool.
like that.
It could be so generic, not like twisty or something, just like a 4 meter thingy, whatever. That would be so cool.
So this is where the tunnel used to be. Actually, it was up there over by the Llama Lounge. So this is how you get to that switchback connection back over to the education center.
Yeah, love it.
And that'll tell you where you're heading to, if you're heading to the Africa area or the entrance area.
Oh, that's so cool.
Very, very basic sort of retaining walls just to make sure that, it doesn't get too fancy.
Love it.
And then here we go. Down this side, and you get this lovely vista of the education center.
Oh, that is so cool. That opens up so nicely. So how do you get to the trail then? Because there's still
to
That's a
the
good question.
the Highlands
the-
Trail. No, it's not. Is it the Highlands
To the
Trail?
right, if you come out of the lion, the Siberian
there you
tiger
go.
habitat.
There you go.
Here
Look
it
at
Oh
is.
no, there you go. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
lovely. Oh my god.
and so
Boy,
you take this
just-
trail
You just
over to the
lushy
waterfall
find
area.
that. Oh my boy.
This is one of my favorite things I've done in this zoo. It's very small, but it's just like this strangler fig that's slowly starting to eat this Brazil nut tree alive.
Oh,
That is
yeah.
absolutely cool.
But just in general, this area really feels like you're stepping into a whole new part of the zoo, like a giant forest, when in
The
reality
roots
it's just
and
a
stuff,
small
yeah.
strip of land between different places.
Mm-hmm. And then here's where you get to zipline, so you can still
Ah, cool.
head up the staircase. This grueling staircase.
It's dangerous AF, I tell you, but that's how it is. I mean,
I don't doubt it, honestly.
honestly, I can't tell you. Like I've had a good sweat when I was going to these kind of things. And I mean,
Okay, get yourself an orange, get yourself a drink, and then you go off.
the last lovely thing before you die.
And this is what I love about this project too, is that this was built how many freaking episodes ago?
Yeah,
And just look at how it's evolved.
it's just really cool. Especially the right-hand side now, where you're rotating towards now. That has been all
Mhm.
not built yet. It's like
Mhm.
basically it was like a blank area. Love it.
I love the way that Aviary just sits in the entire zoo.
Oh yeah.
It just really seamlessly works. I just it's just fits.
And you
my God,
only
this
really
is-
notice it from here. I mean, it's
It's more
pretty
terrifying
well
on the way
hidden
down.
Mm-hmm. I just tell you, you also hope it's not raining. I tell you, it's scary.
Okay, and here we are back on the waterfall trail.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have a little shout out to his name is Jay Ash on Bro Nation. It's called Outlaw Ridge. His last name is Outlaw, and it's where you can see into the Bengal tiger exhibit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love that. I love
Wait,
it.
is his actual last name Outlaw? Like in real life?
His name is
sick.
Josh Outlaw. Yeah,
I didn't know that. But no, I love his stuff. Big fan.
and I changed the landscape elements just in this area just because it kind of fits his style better.
Mm-hmm.
But just this little bit of gravel as a bit of an homage.
It's so funny, this little glass canopy. I was playing a lot of Planet Coaster recently, and I was just for a second just not thinking about that this piece doesn't exist in this game. So that is just like a handmade one. It's looking like one by one like the sci-fi canopy, you know, from Planko.
Oh, it does, yeah.
But then again, it's not. And the rods and stuff. Oh, that's so cool. It looks so cool.
You notice that some of the panels are missing. On this
Yeah,
zoo?
I saw that. It's also not
Just
like
added a little bit of
it
jank in
wouldn't
there.
be like actual glass. It's almost like this plexiglass kind of thing.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. So once those panels fall out, they typically don't get replaced unless they're on the tiger side. Then they would get replaced.
Yeah, that's
So the lighting on this scene is really fantastic. The bushes and the rocks work so well together here.
I cannot process how this all works together. Because again, this water feature just looks so different from the other one. The other one looked like, you know, a bit shiny, a bit more like reflective, and that one is just murky AF.
Mm-hmm.
But in a good way.
And that should be the case because this is the natural.
Yeah.
This is one of the natural waterfalls.
So cool.
And so here we go. This is kind of the grand, the reason why you even take this trail.
It's really nice.
Boy, and the zip line on top as well. I just can't.
And then also the monorail.
Yeah.
I love that. And you'd have the zip line going by too.
Like how many layers? It's insane.
There's a lot going on. Love it.
It's really
Now you
beautiful.
look over across and you can see, a little bit further down there, the river kind of continues that way, and this is going to take you all the way over to Sumatra again. So we're ending where we started.
I have no words anymore.
And I love that you get these sort of vistas of the chimpanzee habitat.
Yeah.
And
Oh
I
yeah,
just
that's the
love it.
chimpanzee one, yeah.
I still love also that it all just looks like a real trail, all kind of informal and messy and, not like it's a big part, like it's a part of a giant zoo with giant $1 million megastructures. But it's just very neatly hidden into a quiet corner. It's really cool.
Hey, I mean, if, to be honest, Mike, kudos to you that when you laid out this trail, it was like a blank snake of brownish path on top of a even bigger.
I was always like, what is this going to be? Like, how is this ever going to work?
So was that already like that in your brain, or was it like you needed us to just kind of confuse you first and then you create this other? This is insane.
Honestly, I expected the trail to be a little bit more remote, and it ended up not being that way. It's actually a little bit more in the center of the zoo, and then the arms or the wings of the zoo have gotten more remote. But yeah, this is kind of like in the middle of it all. Don't look at this, even though I'm totally looking at it because I didn't finish supporting there. So yeah, let's just not look at that.
Yeah, whatever.
But the river yet again looks so cool, and it's another little trick with like having the water very shallow, so the structures from below come through so nicely. I love that.
Yeah, because you don't necessarily want this to be a raging river.
Yeah.
That's a little unsafe. Then you get a lovely view into the Bengal tiger habitat, but where the Bengal tiger can't actually get you. And then we're back where we started. So this is back in Sumatra. So there's the bridge to Sumatra.
God. That is
and you
so
cross
cool.
under, and then you're back where we started at the Komodo dragons.
That is so cool. But like for a night walk, that would be also super scary, but lovely. I
It would be pretty scary, yeah.
I would imagine that this could be like honestly, this could be like something else you can sell from the hotel of Silv over to the Sweat Suites. Could be like a night trail, from one hotel to the other.
Oh, that'd be cool, yeah.
I mean, having nighttime experience in a hotel and a zoo in general seems like a really fun, exclusive activity. I know some real-life zoos do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And possibly really, really creepy too, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you never know what kind of creatures live there in the highlands, right? I mean, it's freaking Asia.
Yep.
Yeah, there would probably be a lot of animal activity, even the ones that are not in the zoo.
I mean, that's part of the job, right, of an enclosure, is to keep other animals out of the animals' enclosure as well. I guess over here, this plays an extra role.
That's
so here we are.
Not only humans, right? Also animals you want to keep out. I mean,
eventually, totally.
I know, for example, I don't know if they have the record, but for me personally, I think Rotterdam Zoo has one of the records on YouTube of eaten birds, I guess, by the tigers and lions. I always see videos of like Rotterdam Zoo when it's like a big bird being eaten, and you always see these seagulls and stuff like flying in the habitat and just getting a sip of the water, and then the lions and tigers always like hiding and getting them. Fresh food.
Oh my gosh.
Oh God, yeah. Well,
they must be so confused because they're just like, well, this is the Netherlands. We don't have to care about any big African animals killing us. Well, there you go.
And then all of a sudden, like, yep. Oh God, this looks phenomenal. How about you guys? I mean, I know this is a project we all spend loads of hours on, but it almost feels like a project which is always surprising me anew, and it just kind of feels like something new.
I have that feeling too, but I think Mike has it a little bit less because he's been the person mostly shifting everything around and moving stuff back and forth. Because I'm thinking, okay, I recognize those bits and pieces, but they're in different places than I remember them being at some other time and place. And Mike must surely be thinking, oh yeah, these are the bits and pieces I moved around.
Yeah.
At least that's what I imagine.
I mean,
so let's go up here.
But I still know that at least Mike is also very scared when I have an episode because that adds another big chunk to his list of movable pieces.
Yeah,
it really
exactly.
Does. It really, really does. Hold on, I'm gonna move this up here real quick.
So, what are these big red thingamajigs? Oh,
this is what I have in mind. Is to really put this thing up into the sky. It's one of the most beautiful buildings in Koali. No offense, Rudi.
Thanks. We all know that Silv's architecture is just out of this world. I mean,
that high up the mountain, though.
We were all waiting to see what the architectural style would actually be.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, in the good old days, remember that? Man.
When we only had an
we realized how big this project would get. And
Yeah, like every episode we're still like naively thinking, oh, we could just build whatever we want and we'll try to fit it in at some point in the future, but not worry about it so far.
Oh, that's so satisfying. Look at that. Oh,
Okay, that does look really cool. But it's so far, it's so high up. Like, how is that gonna work?
Oh, don't you worry. Oh,
I still
he's
have
got
some
a plan.
episodes still. Don't worry.
Oh man, I need to buy myself a new PC soon because I'm gonna be so screwed.
Well, I mean, at least for like Rudi and I, and can't really talk for Delady quite yet, but yeah, the game is actually running pretty well, and even though more pieces and more animals are getting added, it feels like it's hit this sort of like critical point where it's not getting any worse.
Yeah, that's true actually.
That's interesting.
And it's also not that far away from being enjoyable, at least in pause mode, which I think is a significant improvement over Planet Coaster. Gotta say that. But I'm just like, the only thing is, and I really hope that Frontier secretly works on it, or maybe with their experience of the new consoles or so, just finally uses the power that is out there. Because like when I look at my system, even in Koali, like neither my CPU nor my GPU is nearly maxed out. Like they are going around 60% while in the zoo, which is, even like my vents or like temperatures are not going up.
Yeah, this file is absolutely massive, and it's still really not. Like you can see that it's not really giving me much trouble, and there's 2,000 guests in the park, so.
That's kind of surprising, not gonna lie.
Oh, I freaking love that. I love that vista.
It has to go.
Oh yeah, it's great. But like, how do you get people up there? What's it gonna be? How is it gonna work?
So I'm thinking, it's not gonna be an animal house anymore. I think the structure of this building is designed for more of a special event center / what I really wanted to do actually. We'll see if you guys like it, if I keep it in the episode. But what I want to do is get the community involved and see if they want to build us some sculptures, and I want to build a sculpture garden up here.
Oh, yeah, that's a really cool idea.
That is lovely. That's also how we can just bring the people in. Oh, that's a lovely idea.
Yeah, any of the old builders who aren't building in Planet Zoo may really enjoy that idea, and it would be really cool to just have a really terraced sculpture garden up here. Because down here, I need to figure out how to get this access road up to service all these monkeys. Right. So I might need a new capuchin house, and I might need a new chimpanzee house.
That's fair.
But I know I keep just ripping things apart and putting them in places that they weren't supposed to be. But then this wasn't supposed to happen. This freaking safari and this mountain wasn't supposed to happen. And
I feel no
there's
guilt.
a lot.
Sometimes it also helps that you're throwing creative blocks in each other's direction, because then you have to come up with creative solutions, and you just start thinking way more out of the box than if you're just playing with an empty sandbox map.
Yeah.
I really love the way that this like follows the same line as the temple too.
Oh,
like
yeah.
they're both looking towards the sun.
Yeah. I just process in your brains, like when I was coming up with this temple in my first episode, there was like nothing, and this was already pushed to the very, very back of the initially planned park.
This was the highest point.
Yeah. And now it's just like seamlessly integrated in the whole zoo.
I mean, that's one of the advantages, I guess, of running a series for this long also, is that you start creating these buildings that with every other building you add, you try to figure out how are they placed in relation to these other buildings. Like, what is their meaning? You start creating things that you get in real life, because it takes tens of years to build stuff gradually, and you always think about like, how does this place in the environment? So you get this sort of realistic relationship between different buildings and different places that you don't get if you plan everything at the same time. So
and that's what's really been so exciting about working on this project and having you guys be, initially kind of skeptical about me moving stuff and moving stuff off and stuff like that. Like I just looked at the file that had the canal and the bridges and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, that's changed dramatically. Yeah. But it is the relationship between buildings. They almost become icons of the zoo themselves, and so you end up working as if you're like retrofitting these buildings into an actual realistic design.
I as I told you in DMs, I totally love that. I mean, of course you gotta have to get used to it, but you just see the results and it just speaks for itself. And the cool thing is, for me personally, it's totally balanced. Every single one of us has the perfect ingredient that is needed to create something like that. I mean, just as you said, like the architecture that Silv brought into is something we all kind of were fed by, and just took that and built upon that. And Lady is always the one who brought in the wonderful atmospheric habitats and just all of these ingredients together.
I think Lady, to be honest, is the one actually building a zoo most of all.
Right.
Most of the time.
She's keeping us grounded in the game.
We would have like a walkable museum that could potentially house animals. With loads of unfunctional things.
I hope you guys feel the same way that I do, but it feels like a very balanced sort of composition.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, no, totally. And to continue on what Rudi was just on about, I think Rudi is always the best at just adding all of these crazy ideas that you'd never even thought about into it. And it's always, the fresh wind, I guess, into your park to get these things like, well, I don't know, whatever you're building. Every time it's something new and you can never know exactly what to expect. And it just adds so much unique stuff into this park. And then Mike, of course, at making sure that the layout actually works and that everything is composed in a way that makes sense, because us three otherwise can just build random stuff in random directions. So
yeah,
I think
like
it's
imagine
a really
my
cool
surprise
setup.
when he decides to put a freaking aviary in a place that I was like, that's
exactly,
not gonna fit.
Stuff like that.
I mean,
and he did it, and I was like, okay, well then I got to change some stuff around, but it works.
I mean, I don't know if you've seen that I included sneakily the snapshot from your attendance in my live chat. I just put the screenshot in. I don't know if you saw that, but you could I did. Yeah, you could actually read that, like your surprise, like what you actually do. Okay. Would you mind if I take the path?
Yeah, you want somebody to help you with those paths? I can help you with those paths.
I got a few messages about that. Like a few people just commented like, "Oh my god, that was so hilarious putting that screenshot in."
Well, I think people sometimes don't realize that we talk about these things a lot. It's not just the fact that it's completely different by the time that we get to the episode. No, we discuss these things a lot.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and they can't see into the chat and like the voice chats that we have outside of just recording videos and stuff like that. But exactly, there's still a lot more that goes into it.
So that's going to be it for today. Next 2 weeks, we're going to do another week break so that we can, properly add to this zoo. It's going to be on Rudi's channel. We'll see how Lady goes. If you don't know, she's got issues with her computer right now. We don't really know what's up or if stuff can be saved, so it's a little bit of a harrowing time for that.
Yeah,
I mean,
we
just
gotta
imagine
pray for
losing
Lady.
all your projects. And that's no good.
It's the worst.
So a week break. Back onto Rudi's channel for the moment. If that changes, we'll tell you in community posts, that sort of thing. Otherwise, thank you for coming by and for hanging out with us for about an hour. And thank you too for being on the tour with me. Hopefully you enjoyed it. There's a lot to see.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, and until next time, we'll see you later, guys. Bye.
Bye, guys. Interesting.